Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria 2, where we are currently pretty much in a chill phase. Like, we need to wait for our infamy to go down. That's pretty much all that needs to happen right now. Our infamy is a little on the high end. It's 17.32 right now. Conservative continues to lose in the elections. That's fine. I don't really mind. Whatever. The thing that I'm most concerned about is our average militancy, which is increasing due to Western influences. But that's ultimately okay. Now, of course, we do also have our reforms that we need to be working on, and I think... Do we go for military constructions immediately? We're not going to be conquering for a little while, like... We're losing 0.1 infamy per month, right? Yeah. So 1.2 infamy per year. So we're looking at what? Around 5.5 years apiece? Before our infamy drops down to the target point? Okay, so we can enact a military reform if we so desire. Any of these we could do. That said, we're not planning on fighting for a few years, so I think we're going to save up for an administrative reform. I think that's going to be the plan. Now, we are losing a little bit of money right now, but I'm okay operating at a deficit. We've got a fair amount saved up. We can always crank the taxes again if we need to. Our administration is at 45, our education at 40. I'd like to crank those up even further, but for right now, without cranking the taxes, that's not going to be possible. And we're meeting our needs, partly, for most people at this point. So that should be a good thing, theoretically. Our consciousness is currently increasing. Luxembourg has socialists. Good for them. Good for them. Our average literacy is increasing, ever so slowly. It's currently 7%, which is, you know, amazing. The USA is fearing a war with the UK. It's exciting. Sweden is now a great power. Good for Sweden. What are they up to, anyway? Oh, okay. That's what they're up to. The Russians have a bit of encroachment going on there. High militancy among certain parts of the population in Harare has led to an outbreak of violence directed at local expat foreigners. The embassies of the great powers have all lodged formal diplomatic complaints with our government and seem to expect some sort of action on our part. What should we do? Well, we would lose our Western presence, or we could round up all the usual suspects. Militancy above 4... All pops where militancy is above 4... will have their population changed by 5%. Reduction. Okay, so I guess we're killing people? Sure, we'll do it. That's okay. That'll reduce our average militancy a little bit. Which is definitely something we need to be worried about right now. What is our Sokot Liberation Movement looking like? Okay. More aristocrats are angry, as expected. That'll happen. But I really want this administrative efficiency. I think that will help us tremendously right now. So that's the idea, is that we are going for that. As far as taking over the rest of Sokoto, I want to do it, but we gotta let our infamy drop a little bit more. If we were to justify on Sokoto right now, how much would we end up getting? Well, we have a truce, I think. Yeah, we have a truce. How long do we have a truce with them for? Until November of this year. Okay. If we were to justify on Egypt, hypothetically, 11 maximum infamy. Okay. We're not going to. Because we definitely do need a chill period. We have expanded tremendously in a short amount of time, and that usually means growing pains. which is what we're experiencing right now with our current militancy. Although, if I'm honest, the reason for that militancy is more the Western powers than us. But, you know, whatever. I'll take it. So the question is, how much longer until we get this admin reform? Under 1,000 points? Like 500 points? I will happily take that. We'll have that pretty soon. We are gaining points pretty quickly. Actually, every day this is what, like 3 points? 3.1 points. I'm very okay with this. We're going to westernize pretty quickly. Oh, more Europeans harassed. In Gombe this time. We'll round up the usual suspects. They'll be fine. I'm sure they won't have any sort of resentment against us at all. At all. So about 400 more points until we can work on our administrative efficiency. Our militancy in this region is not great, but we're working on it. Our militancy in the regions that we haven't conquered are much better. Except for here in Herrera. Yikes, that's pretty high militancy there. So what can we actually do about our militancy? That's something that I haven't really figured out. It seems like that just kind of happens. I think... I mean, reforms only last so long with the increased militancy, right? Or that's just a flat amount that it gains. The reason we're gaining militancy is because of the European powers. But hopefully, as we get closer to westernizing, that won't be a thing anymore? That's my theory. The USA. John Brown's last raid. John Brown's body lies a-mouldering in the grave, but his soul is marching on. The famed hero of the abolitionist movement, the late John Brown, was hanged in Charleston, Virginia today after a failed raid on a military armory. Supposedly, Brown had planned to use the arsenal's weapons to arm slaves and incite an open slave rebellion across the entire South. The raid and John Brown's death have furthered escalated Southern tension, okay, I think they mean further escalated, over the slavery issue, and in some slave states there's now even talk of secession from the Union. Oh boy, things are getting spicy over there. Have fun with that. We're just gonna, you know, be hopefully less spicy over here. So we're at 16 infamy right now, and that is continuing to drop. Oh, we're paused. That explains a lot. We are at 16 infamy right now, and that's continuing to drop. We are going to be starting to declare war again at about 10 infamy, is what we're going to be looking at. Because we were a little too close for comfort for a while there. So we still have to let it drop for a couple more years. But that gives us some time to solidify our hold on the territory that we have, which is good. That said, this militancy is awful high. But, I mean, our average militancy is 3. Out of, I assume 10? And these guys are at 10. They're part of the Sokot Liberation Movement. But hopefully they'll chill a little bit. Although I imagine the taxation isn't helping. Oh boy. So we are just about ready to get ourselves our next reform, which is going to be the administrative reform. And that's going to make people, you know, a little upset. All roads lead to Gondar. Okay, so this is an event that we've had before. We can either use Amhara, and all of the Kordofan Pops who are not Amhara will gain 1 consciousness and 1 militancy. Alternately, we could have a local economic downturn there for 5 years, RGO output reduction of 20%, and plus half a local consciousness. I think we are going to use Amhara. Yeah. Sweet, sweet militancy. Gotta love it. We need more militancy, clearly. Okay, so we're just about ready for this administrative reform. Almost there. 20 more points. 10. And there we are. Fantastic. So that gave us an admin reform. We're now at 4.6 average militancy. But we're 50% of the way to westernizing. That is huge. Okay, so the question then becomes, what can we do about this militancy? Can we, like, provoke them into rebelling and then crush the rebellions, like in Europa? Or, oh, hello, what's this down here? Egypt's opinion of the UK has increased to friendly. That's nice. We also have a socialist party now. Excellent, excellent. Ooh, war between the US and the CSA has begun. Oh my. That looks messy. What else do we have going on here? Not a whole lot. Okay. Yep. That's spicy, alright. I mean, the CSA is probably going to end up losing that. They just don't have the economic base or the population base to take on the North. It just... It was never going to happen. The odds were always extremely against them. Okay, well, back to Africa. Western approaches. News reaches us from Axum that an expatriate community of foreigners from various European countries and great powers has formed there. Doubtlessly, this is a direct effect of our government's policy of open ports and borders. This influx might be positive, as our government seems to believe. Okay, so who is this? Austria. Yeah, they're welcome to stay. More pop militancy. Perfect. Our pops are getting a little grumpy. It's a little unfortunate. Well, we're still going to continue chilling for now. Another European military mission, huh? We'll keep doing it. We're currently gaining 3.15 research points per month, or rather per day. Because we have a lot of bonuses, because a lot of Europeans have been trying to filter into Ethiopia. Get some influence going down here. As you know, they tend to do. Oh, hello. Our militancy moved a lot there, but it was moving up and down. I'm pretty sure 10 is the militancy cap based on this. They've been sitting at 10 for a while. These are Ethiopian reactionaries. Okay. I'm mostly concerned about the Sokot liberation movement. That's still a little spooky, but the number of people in it should be going down very slowly over time. And indeed, it appears to be. Ish. Going down slowly-ish. So we do have this rebel faction of Ethiopian reactionaries. They have a few members. Oh, we caused an international crisis in Thessalia. Oh my, what is all this then? Oh, this isn't us. Okay. Trouble is brewing. It seems that the Russian Empire decided to back Greece. The Ottoman Empire accepted the crisis offer from the Russian Empire. So the Russian Empire just gave the Ottomans Thessalia? Is that what happened here? I'm not sure where Thessalia is. Here we go. Thessalia. Okay, it's this region. Oh, okay, so Greece is now extant, I think. Did they exist before? I'm not sure. War between Austria and North German Federation. Oh my. That's going to be spicy too. Not as spicy as this, but still pretty spicy. Okay, well, it is time to put a cut in here. Not a whole lot have happened here. Oh my. Hang on. We will deal with this in the next episode. It is time to put a cut. Not a whole lot has happened until this happened, but we're gonna take a look at this, see what actually is going to end up happening there in the next episode. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you all next time.